Keep watching to learn about a trucking accident case that made a difference in the world.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Michael J. Swanson. Michael is the author of How David Beats Goliath and is the CEO of Advocate Capital. And now, here's Michael.
Michael Cowen is the founding partner of Cowen, Rodriguez, and Peacock. Michael graduated from the Texas A&M University and then attended the University of Texas at Austin Law School. Michael moved to New York after graduating. It was his legal experience in New York representing a number of corporations which led him to his passion of helping people when they've been injured and are in need of help most. After returning to Texas, Michael spent his legal career handling a wide variety of injury cases and has experience handling over 100 trials. As a board-certified attorney in personal injury trial law, Michael has spoken at numerous CLE courses on a range of topics, including roof crush litigation, trucking accidents, trial skills, and the preservation of evidence. He takes pride in continuing to give his time not only to his clients, but to his colleagues as well. And now, here's Michael. Michael, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I know that you help people all across the country, and one of the areas that you've become an expert in are trucking accident cases. And I think you recently were mentioning a case that you had in that area that made a difference beyond just helping the plaintiff. Can you tell us the story?
Sure. I mean, one of the things that's so frustrating in what we do is we come in after a tragedy and families need help. And we do help them after someone's killed, someone's really badly injured. We get them compensation that helps them get on with their lives. But it would really be nice to try to do something to stop this from happening in the first place. It's kind of, I can't cure people. I mean, if I see people suffering, I can't cure them. I can't make it not happen. But is there a way that we can go and prevent the next crash from happening? Now, a lot of times, because our clients are in such desperate need, and often there's limited insurance, we have a limit to how much pushback we can give in trying to get things in a settlement other than money, because all a jury can do is award money. Yeah. But luckily I had one client, her mother was killed. What had happened was an 18-wheeler was traveling down the road, and they weren't properly inflating the tires, and he was not checking. They're supposed to check the tires on a pre-trip inspection, but he was just not checking the tire pressure. And because the tire was run low for so long, eventually the whole tire just came off the rim and it went down the road. And you think, well, it's just a tire. Well, those are really big tires. And so what it did is it bounced into the windshield of a 71-year-old lady that was driving the other way around. It broke her windshield. It forced her to go off the road through a guardrail. The guardrail impaled through the car and killed her. Awful, awful tragedy. Wow. But we also had a client, her mother lived with her. She loved, there was a lot of love. There was not a lot of affection, but there was no financial dependence. So we had a client that one could afford to take the chance of going to trial and not getting as much money. And we had a client that really, it was more important to her that something positive come out of her mother's death. And so we talked to her first, and she agreed that we would not negotiate numbers until they agreed to make a safety change. And so we worked with our expert, and we found a procedure and a training video that would prevent this crash from happening in the future. And we said, we will not talk to you about money until you agree that you will implement this procedure, give your drivers, tire pressure monitors, just a tire gauge, yeah, and train them on why you need to do this. And they agreed to do it. And so we got a settlement that not only put financial compensation, which is important because wrongdoers need to be held accountable. Yep. And my client did merit compensation, but more importantly, we hopefully prevented this from happening again in the future.
Wow, that's awesome. So I think most people understand that plaintiff lawyers help individual plaintiffs get back on their feet financially, things like that. I'm not sure everybody understands that you're regularly doing these kinds of things that not just help a plaintiff, but really make the world a better and a safer place, because that trucking company, now their trucks are going to be safer. I'm sure you prevented future accidents and suffering and that kind of thing. And that's why I love to highlight the work the plaintiff lawyers do, making the world a better place. So fascinating story.
We're always looking for those opportunities, and unfortunately they're fairly rare, because most of our clients are in fairly desperate shape, because you get a lot of resistance from the defense when you do that. And so often you have to have someone that's willing to walk away and say, hey, we're going to go try this case, and you have to have a case that will scare them. enough
Mhm.
into agreeing to do it. But luckily, we were able to do that. The other thing we're doing is not just me individually, but through the American Association for Justice Truck and Litigation Group and through the Academy of Truck Accident Attorneys. We actually are working to lobby Congress, lobby the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, working with other consumer
Mhm.
advocacy groups to do things like require automatic emergency braking on tractor trailers, to
Perfect.
strengthen the underride guards and trailers, both on the rear and then to add them on the side to prevent all the fatalities and catastrophic injuries being caused by underride, to put speed limiters on trucks to make sure they just can't drive at unsafe speeds. Now, these changes, when we get them done, are going to cost us a lot of money because these are
Yeah.
really good cases, that when those things
Yeah.
happen, they're really good cases. They cause catastrophic injury and death. They're large insurance policies or large companies. But at the end of the day, why are we doing this? I mean, if I just wanted to make money, I could have stayed at a Wall Street firm in New York and made a lot of money. And frankly, without having to risk my own capital and my own credit and everything else.
Right.
Uh, but, we can still make plenty of money. People won't stop being stupid and hurting each other.
Unfortunately.
But if we can prevent, even one, but with some of these, regulatory and legislative things, if they get done, or just pressuring the industry, then we can save many lives, and that's
Absolutely.
something that's really worthwhile.
Well, thanks for the work that you do to help so many people, to help all of us really around the country be safer. Michael, if someone's watching this, maybe they have a case they want to ask you a question about, or maybe they're a lawyer that has a case and not really sure how to work that up. Would it be okay if they gave you a call?
Yeah, actually, email's the best way. I have
Okay.
very structured days,
Hmm.
and so I don't take unsolicited phone calls. I mean, you can call the office and you can talk to our intake department. You can talk to someone that will talk to you and set you up with me. But the best way is just to send an email, Michael, Michael at cowenlaw.com. I believe in deep focus, and so when I'm working on a case, I'm working on that case
Yep.
and doing nothing else. When I'm recording a podcast, I'm recording the podcast, and so calling me is really hit or miss. But if we email, then we just set a time to talk or
Great.
exchange information. And you don't have to have a case to give me. I mean, I love brainstorming cases. I love just talking to lawyers about their cases because I get something out of it too, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And if I can help, if I can add value, great. Let's work together. If not, I don't. It doesn't hurt me to help you.
And if just a citizen or a lawyer wanted to chat with you, does it cost money to do that?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
Absolutely not.
thank you for the work that you do. I know you recently had stayed up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 days in a row, getting ready for trial.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. And I know your clients are thankful for the dedication that you show to them. And best of luck at that next trial.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Send your questions or comments to Michael at mike@howdavidbeatsgoliath.com.